All right, you know that time with a dog instead of a cat this time, but some more C-band anime, and instead of the predictions thing, I don't know. It's just like it's kind of disrespectful to the sport of MMA. I guess it's fine with betting or whatever, but I mean, how can you really predict MMA? Anything can happen. Some crazy things can happen. So, what I'm gonna do today instead of fight predictions, you never know what's gonna happen. I'm going to say advantage and kind of pick apart each fight. And to start out for Cormier versus Johnson, this card, and we'll start out in the lightweight division with Will Brooks versus Charles Oliveira. And I think with Oliveira coming up, it just makes sense. I mean, he's got a very tall frame for 145, and I think he's right suited for 155. I mean, he's the size of some welterweights almost. So I think it's a good fight for him, but it's a very challenging fight with former Bellator champion Will Brooks. And with Will Brooks, he's got a really good wrestling to striking combination, and of course, I don't think any submission advantage will go Will Brooks' way, but I think with pure boxing and especially wrestling, we got to give that to Brooks. But of course, you take Oliveira down. I mean, you could get submitted by any type of weird type of thing. I mean, he can pull off, calf slicers, some unorthodox submissions that you don't see very much. But, you never know what happens. But overall advantage to this one, I'd have to say Brooks has a better chance. But who knows? Oliveira, I mean, he's caught some people in the past. You never know. All right. Then we got a kind of a crossroads fights, kind of the downs of each of their career, kind of getting older, but Thiago Alves versus Patrick Cote. And we're talking like Cote started out as a light heavyweight. It was kind of just a last minute replacement to fight Tito Ortiz. Mostly fought at middleweight, but has now found a home at 170, which I think is a decent weight class for him. And then Thiago Alves, I mean, he tried down to 155, but he's back to 170. I mean, back in the day, who knows if he juiced, but I mean, he could barely make 170 before. So, it's a pretty big guy, but kickboxing, of course, I would have to say Alves, but boxing, definitely Cote. I mean, Cote is not really known for his kicks, but power in the hands, Cote, power in the feet, Alves. Ground game, I think it's really about dead even, but I think in the wrestling department, Cote has actually came a long ways, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him take Alves down. So overall, with all the advantages, I'd say Cote has the advantage to win this fight, but Alves has a well-rounded game. But I think Cote is just too big. But we'll see. And you can't predict a winner until the fight happens and the judge raises hands. I mean, just how it goes. It's MMA. And then we got Chris Weidman versus Gegard Mousasi. Now, with this one, I think Mousasi is way superior in technical striking. I mean, I'd say a little more power goes Weidman's way. He's a very dynamic guy, very big for a middleweight. Wrestling, of course, goes to Weidman. Submissions. This is a hard one. Submissions off their back, Mousasi. Um, Kind of catch wrestling advantage compared to Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Chris Weidman, I know he's more of a catch wrestling guy, kind of like Matt Hughes. I mean, just more of takedowns, arm triangles, chokes. I mean, he's capable of arm bars, but I mean, you're not gonna really see Chris Weidman attempt like triangles and unorthodox arm bars that much, of which Musasi is very capable of. He has a very dangerous guard and very good top game himself. And in ground and pound, I mean, I'd say it's about equal, but I mean, Musasi gets on top of people all the times they're done. But I'd say overall advantage in this one, I'd have to actually say Musasi. Weidman's a former champ, but things have not gone his way. I think because of the confidence factor going in, I think Musasi has a significant advantage with that. He's got a lot of momentum. He's doing the right things. He has not as many injuries as Weidman, and yeah, I'd say Musasi, even though he's the underdog, I think a lot is more is going for him in this fight. And then Cormier versus Johnson, the main event. Daniel Cormier won the first fight, and so okay, we're just gonna open up and say he's the favorite and he has the advantage. I mean, he's got that mental edge. He's got a he's got Olympic wrestling. Of course, Anthony Johnson has more power than just about every heavyweight. You know what? Like it's Francis Ngannou and either him or Anthony Johnson have got the most power out of any MMA fighter out there. I mean, Mark Hunt's good, but I mean, he doesn't have as much devastating power as Anthony Johnson. Like, that guy is insane. Like, nobody can do that to Glover Teixeira, and I think Nagano's about the only one, but say power advantage, speed advantage, Anthony Johnson, wrestling, overall MMA game, Cormier, but we'll see. I mean, it's a matter of who implements their game. In a decision or just grinding a guy down, of course, in a short fight, you're going to see Johnson pull off a big knockout. I mean, he could do that in the first 30 seconds if he wants to. I mean, Cormier's got a good chin, but yeah, but Cormier is the favorite. He won that first fight, and he's got that mental advantage going in. And if you guys like this, of where we give the advantage more than say predict a winner, because I mean I've listened to a lot of experts, and even Joe Rogan says you cannot pick a winner before a fight because it's like the fight hasn't happened, anything to happen. Of course, if Alistair Overeem is going against CM Punk, of course there you can predict a winner. But if you got guys with elite skills like Johnson, Cormier, Weidman, and Musasi, it's just like, what the hell happens? It's whoever makes the first mistake, whoever capitalizes on something. It's just how the game is. It's a very elite and advanced sport right now, and it's not the same of where Hoist Gracie would go in and submit kickboxers. I mean, everybody possesses a different arrayment of skills, and that's what MMA is about. Hopefully, skills outweigh this damn money game that, Conor McGregor has implemented. Conor McGregor is very exciting, but I think it's a pace that both the UFC, the other fighters' fairness, and also marketing fairness for each fighter can take. I mean, there's certain guys out there I think they could market more. I mean, Cody Garbrandt and, some people like even welterweight. I mean, there's plenty of exciting guys there. I mean, you got the champion Tyron Woodley. I mean, he's kind of a whiner, but I mean, he's really exciting. I've seen him in person. It's just like, market the guy. It's just like we don't have to put all the attention on Conor McGregor, and I know GSP is coming back, but I mean, look at what Bisping has done. I mean, market that champion. Look at the long career he's had and what he has had to do to become champion. Danny Cormier, he's overcame a lot, even though he hasn't beaten John Jones. I mean, market these guys. Don't put all your beans in one basket. All right, there's enough of my rant. We'll see you guys later. If you watch this whole thing, congrats, because this was a long one.